Yeah, so I feel like I came from a really broken situation. I feel like the devil has had a bullseye on my family and myself since day one. It's a generational thing. There's been alcohol and drug addiction, you name it, since generation after generation after generation. I feel like the devil just is on brute force attack in my life constantly. Since I was a kid, I've been dealing with alcohol and drug addiction with my parents, and as I got into my teenage years, I struggled with the same thing, alcohol, drug addiction. I can't even tell you how ashamed I am of some of the things that I've done and the mistakes that I've made and some of the brokenness that I felt. Just some of the deep, dark, utter brokenness that I felt as a child. Living with shame, thinking that I'm worthless and thinking that nobody cared about me, feeling completely abandoned. It was just this deep hole of feeling sorry for myself because of brokenness that my parents were dealing with, a dad in and out of prison most of my life, and I really couldn't tell you just the utter brokenness that I felt as a kid. So, going way back to childhood, I found myself trying to do things to make others happy with me. I felt like I was constantly trying to work harder and harder and harder just to measure up. I would do almost anything to be accepted. Literally, I would make decisions on the basis of trying to get other people just to like me. I felt like I was worthless. I felt like nobody would like me for who I was on the inside. And so I would do things and pretend to be a certain way just to get the acceptance of other people. Have you ever tried as hard as you could? You've tried everything that you knew how to try. You felt like just giving up because it wasn't working. That's when God steps in. It's utterly exhausting trying to be something that you're not. It's absolutely exhausting trying to please other people constantly. Trying to please God, trying to do good things to make people and God happy with you. It is absolutely exhausting to never feel like you quite hit the mark or measure up. What's even worse is when you try your entire life and finally reach a goal or the next level and you get there and it's not quite enough. I found myself constantly trying to be better. I wanted to be the best at everything I did. I was trying to run from my father. I was trying to be the opposite of who my dad was. I wanted to go to college. I wanted to make something out of myself. I wanted to be the best in everything. And I found myself constantly running up this hill of being the best and trying to achieve more. But I soon realized that every time I would achieve something, I felt exactly the same, empty on the inside. And soon I heard God telling me, no matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you work, no matter how far you try to run for being who your dad was, my son Jesus Christ will always be better than that. He will always be the one that will truly fulfill you and nothing else will. No matter how hard you try, my son Jesus Christ can always do better. He's better. He's better than anything we could do on our own. No matter how hard we try, Jesus Christ can always do it through us better. It's His grace that accomplishes what we really need in our hearts. Last year, I feel like I hit rock bottom spiritually. I feel like I had reached the lowest of lows. Even as a pastor, even as a man living as a pastor, I feel like I reached rock bottom. I feel like I hit a lower point than I had ever experienced in my life. And it was in that moment that God met me where I was. and he spoke to me, and he said that it is Christ in me, the hope of glory. That it's not about my efforts, it's not about my performance, it's not about me trying harder, but it's about his provocative grace that met me where I was in my brokenness. Christ in me, the hope of glory. Jesus came and he said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Real life is found in Christ. It's not found in my efforts. It's not found in my performance. It's not found in me becoming better, me being an awesome pastor, me trying to run from who my dad was, me trying to make others happy with me, but it's about God already being happy with me through his Son, Jesus Christ, and me resting in that. It's his provocative grace. It's not about my deserving it. It's his grace. His grace is sufficient for me.